Hello and welcome to a new vlog and video of the cruise vibes, and today I'm gonna show you a bit more about the life on board of the Swiss Crown. This video was created in cooperation with the Flussinspektor and the travel agency Reise Jung, and here on the map you can see our route. Today we are going from the German city of Hanau to Frankfurt, and we're starting in the harbor of Hanau. You can park your car at the main station or take the train to Hanau main station, and from there it's a short walk of about 15 minutes until you reach your cruise ship docked in Hanau. Here we have our wonderful Swiss Crown that we have discovered in the last video already, and now it's time to step on board. And here we can see our cabin, which is a cabin on the middle deck of the ship with windows that can be opened, not a French balcony but a window that can be opened properly. The cabin is very modern, nice and spacious, and also the bathroom is very nice with a proper shower. And I can also show you another cabin. This is a cabin on the upper deck, the cabin of the Flussinspektor, who was so kind to let me take a look at his cabin as well. It's a different category because this cabin does have a proper balcony. Therefore, the cabin itself is slightly smaller as the balcony space is deducted from the cabin space. But still it is a very nice cabin, and the balcony is a big plus, especially if you're traveling on a river like the Main, where the sun deck is closed due to the low bridges. You still have your private outdoor area that you can use all day long, of course. So here, especially on this river, the balcony is very nice. As soon as we had all guests on board, it was time to leave the port of Hanau. Quite interesting to leave this industrial port, as most river cruise ships are sailing past Hanau without stopping. But Reise Jung is located in Bruchkübel, which is a city close to Hanau, and therefore their cruises are usually starting here in Hanau. We were offered coffee, tea and some bakery. I decided to just drink a coffee and enjoy the view whilst leaving this interesting port here of Hanau, and our destination today is Frankfurt. On our way there we got some mulled wine, as we were traveling shortly before Christmas, but of course also some other nice drinks are offered in the menu of the Swiss Crown. We had to wait quite a long time in front of a lock, but otherwise it's just a very short hop over to Frankfurt, so we were supposed to arrive there in the evening after dinner, so that you have the chance to visit Frankfurt as well. It was a cruise of just one night, just a short party cruise, so of course you could also stay on board, as there was a live band that was playing some party music. And then it was time to head into the panoramic lounge for the welcome cocktail with a glass of sparkling wine and some canapes, whilst we were sailing past the city of Offenbach. The ship's crew and also the team of Reise Jung introduced themselves and welcomed us on board of this wonderful ship whilst sailing past Offenbach, getting closer to Frankfurt, our destination of the day. We then changed the location, went down to the restaurant to enjoy our wonderful dinner, which I will show you of course in a few seconds. Meanwhile, we got closer and closer to Frankfurt, reaching the last lock in front of Frankfurt. So before heading down to the restaurant, of course, I watched the ship going into the lock. And now we are in the restaurant. Whilst we're going through the lock, we already enjoyed the first course, which was carpaccio, followed by a soup and an intermediate course, and of course main course and dessert. So everything was very tasty, very nice. So the food quality on board was excellent, and I really enjoyed this dinner, especially because we got a table at the window with a fantastic view at the skyline of Frankfurt. We're getting now closer and closer to the city center, and as soon as we are in the city center we can enjoy this magnificent view at so-called Manhattan, which is the nickname of the skyscrapers of Frankfurt, of course referring to Manhattan in New York. Here we can see the ships that are doing some small harbor tours for just a few hours, and here we can see the skyline of Frankfurt, so-called Manhattan. And now we were also sailing past a few other river cruise ships with American guests. Univault. Here we have 2 ships of them already docked in Frankfurt. We were now sailing past them until we reached our turning point. And then we go back to this docking location as well. And here we can see the, in my opinion, most beautiful river cruise ship, which is the River Queen, also only traveling with international, mostly American guests for Univault. And this ship should resemble an ocean liner of the early 1920s or 30s. And now we're at our turning point, slowly turning, heading back to our docking location, and meanwhile we got to enjoy our main course, which was a combination of duck and goose, a very typical German Christmas dish. And then we reached our docking location. Meanwhile we got to enjoy the dessert, which was a typical baked Alaska with a very nice decoration. And then we left the ship just for a few minutes to head over to the Christmas markets. It was already late in the evening, so most Christmas markets were closed, but there was a bit more modern Christmas market at the other side of the river. So we went there for just one mulled wine, and then we headed back to our ship. I also wanted to leave the ship because there you have a nice opportunity to take some pictures of your ship with the Manhattan skyline in the background. But we, as I said, just enjoyed this one mulled wine, and then we headed back on board as we had a party band that was playing on board. So of course we wanted to be back on board soon. Here we can see some more impressions from the Christmas market and Manhattan, and of course also the Swiss crown in front of the skyline of Frankfurt. The travel agency Reise Jung is a very small travel agency, mainly traveling with German guests. Nevertheless, here you can find a link to the website of Reise Jung, and you can see some of their cruises. They are chartering high quality cruise ships several times a year, then they have their own cruises, and I was invited to join this very short one-night party cruise of them. And now we are heading back on board as my friend and cruise blogger colleague Flussinspektor was celebrating his birthday. So we were staying up, of course, quite long, which is also standard on these short party cruises, of course. Nevertheless, I had to wake up quite early next morning because I wanted to see the ship going back into the harbor of Hanau, and of course I also wanted to have enough time to properly enjoy the very nice breakfast on board. So here we can see a few impressions of the port of Hanau. Of course not very beautiful as it is an industrial harbor, but still quite impressive to sail into one of these industrial harbors, and it is also in a quite convenient location close to the main station. And here we can see the breakfast buffet of the Swiss Crown. Very nice quality, everything tasted very nice. We also have a live cooking station, so the breakfast is also very good here on board of the Swiss Crown. And then it was unfortunately already time to leave the ship. So once again, a thank you to Reise Jung and Flussinspektor for inviting me to come on board this wonderful ship. They had a fantastic time, and I will put all the links to both of them in the video description, so make sure to check them out as well. And that's already it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here you can see when the next video, which will be another cruise video, will be uploaded, and also the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider to comment, like or share the video link. And if you want to see more cruise videos, make sure to follow, and I hope to see you in my next video.